दिन पहले फेसबुक पे मेरे एक दोस्त ने मुझे पूछा that I want to get rid of emotions so that I can become a typical successful business person. मेरा आंसर जो मैंने इस क्वेश्चन का दिया, that answer made my friend really angry and upset. I said die. And after that answer, we had a quick little fight, and I need to explain why I said that you need to die if you're asking for getting rid of emotions because you think that that is the way to become successful businessman. So this video I'm shooting just to share that belief of mine, that philosophy of mine, that why I believe that emotions are not your biggest problem. Now let me begin with one question, very simple question. What do you think is your biggest weakness? Now take a pen and paper and write that down. Biggest weakness. In the thousands of hours of training and thousands of people that I have trained in my career so far, जब भी मैंने सवाल किसी से पूछा है, always the answer has been some or the other kind of weakness. It has sometimes been anger, it has sometimes been frustration, और लोग बोलते हैं कि मैं विश्वास बहुत जल्दी कर लेता हूँ या मैं गुस्सा मुझे बहुत जल्दी आ जाता है. All of these weaknesses that people think can be categorized into one or the other kind of category, but all are emotion, right? So people think that emotion is their biggest weakness. Now there is this belief overall, I'm sure you would agree, that emotions are somehow obstacles in your way between you and your success. Now let me explain that with a simple little story. Okay, मैं आपको एक situation देता हूँ. You are walking down on a road and this is a lonely road. आसपास कोई भी नहीं है और आप अपनी मस्ती में चले जा रहे हैं. अचानक से आपको पीछे से खींच के थप्पड़ पड़ता है. Okay, it's a situation. आपको सिर्फ imagine करना है. ये थप्पड़ पड़ने के बाद, how many of you will actually start feeling awesome? How many of you will feel great? मजा आ गया यार, क्या कमाल का थप्पड़ पड़ा. None, right? थप्पड़ खाने के बाद कोई बंदा नहीं है जिसको अच्छा लगेगा. Okay, we will all feel bad, right? आंसर हमेशा यही आता है that जहां तक फीलिंग की बात है, जहां तक फीलिंग का सवाल है, after getting slapped, we all feel really, really bad. Now, let me ask you another question. How will you respond? Feel bad करने के बाद आपका reaction क्या होगा? In my trainings and in my answers, I have found out that whenever this question is put in front of different people, always, the answer has been different. कुछ लोग बोलते हैं कि मैं उसको पकड़ के पीट दूंगा जिसने मुझे थप्पड़ मारा है. कुछ बोलते हैं कि मैं सोचूंगा कि मुझे क्यों मारा है. कुछ बोलते हैं कि मैं बात करूंगा, मैं पूछूंगा कि भाई क्यों मारा है. मेरा क्वेश्चन आप सबसे ये है that even after getting the same feeling, you know, थप्पड़ खाने के बाद बुरा सबको लगा. Even after getting the same feeling, why we have so many different responses? थप्पड़े, feeling the same, but some of you decided that I will beat that person up. Some decided that मैं वहां से भाग जाऊंगा. आप में से कुछ बोलते हैं कि मैं बात करूंगा. आप में से कुछ बोलते हैं कि मैं पूछूंगा क्या कारण है, आपने मुझे क्यों मारा है. सेम फीलिंग होने के बावजूद भी इतने सारे डिफरेंट रिस्पॉन्सेस क्यों हैं? Now that is something interesting to me, and that is something which we need to understand right now. You see, आपको एक सवाल का अपने आप को जवाब दीजिए. What makes us different from dead things? You know, duster, marker, bottle, and us. The only thing that separates us from these dead things, that your chair, your shoe, your duster, marker cannot feel anything. Yeah, and you and me can feel. हम feel कर सकते हैं. So feelings make us human. Feelings make us alive. Feelings make us who we are. So feelings are not the problem. Because if feelings are the problem, if the ability to feel the emotions are the problems, then we might as well be dead. Because feelings हमें इंसान बनाती हैं, हमें जिंदा होने का एहसास दिलाती हैं. So first thing I want you to understand that you need to get this notion out of your mind completely, that you need to make yourself believe and understand this very clearly, that feelings are not your weaknesses. feelings make us human. So what is the problem? What is your obstacle? Now, in fact, you need to understand that feelings ज़रूरी हैं आपको success तक पहुंचाने के लिए. The desire to achieve something, the hope to achieve something, this adrenaline rush that we have in ourselves, the confidence, all these different sort of feelings make us human, and they are important that we run after our goals. So feelings are not the problem. The difference between slap and getting the same feeling and yet different people having different responses is not because of the feelings. You need to understand that between the stimulus which makes you do something, which makes you feel something, and between your responses, there is this little gap, and that gap is extremely important. Different people use this gap differently. Wiser ones, intelligent ones इस gap का फायदा अच्छे से उठाते हैं, and they think back in their mind and decide their responses based on the situation, based on the appropriateness of that response. So, you, my friends, are response-able. You can choose your responses. And there is a difference between reacting to something and responding to something. Reacting to something is when you are not utilizing that little gap between your stimulus, feeling, and the response. And whenever you are understanding and utilizing that gap between the stimulus and the response, you are responding. Humans respond. Animals react. And that is the basic difference. Alright? So, to all the people who think that they need to get rid of their emotions to become successful, my suggestion is that you are absolutely wrong in believing that your emotions are obstacle between you and your success. Emotions आपको इंसान बनाते हैं. Emotions आपकी ताकत है. आपको समझना पड़ेगा कि emotions को आप किस तरह से use कर सकते हैं. So my suggestion and one learning that I want you to take out of this discussion, this video, that don't react, respond. Okay? The difference and the space between stimulus and your responses is a very important one. An intelligent person, the people who are most effective and successful in their lives, understand that gap and utilize that gap. They realize that their emotions are their strength and they can feel, and there is nothing wrong in that. It's absolutely being human. It's just that you need to understand how to respond to your feelings. So your feelings are not your weakness, your feelings are not your problem, your feelings are never an obstacle in your success. The responses to those feelings, the responses that you choose are the obstacles, the responses are the challenges, the responses and the decisions are your strength or weakness depending on how you choose them. तो अगली बार मुझे अगर कोई बोलेगा that I want to get rid of emotions because I believe that I need to get successful and for that I need to get rid of emotions, my answer is going to be die. Because ultimately if you want to get rid of emotions, you are asking for death. Because dead people don't think, dead people don't feel, living human beings do feel. Alright? Thank you very much. Hope you learned something out of that. If you did learn something, if you thought this was important and interesting and this can something which can be utilized, do comment on this video, share with your friends, like and share with your friends, and I will be back with one more video. Thank you very much. You have a great day.